Now, in the latest of the rap civil war, we had both Drake and Kendrick give us two songs that I feel like should put an end to this whole battle. Now, Kendrick went first with a song called Not Like Us, produced by DJ Mustard, who's representing California because they all feel disrespected that Drake used that Tupac AI on that rap song that's called Tailor Made This, right? The first thing I noticed when I hear this song, Not Like Us, is that it's a bop. And I don't even like using the word bop. However, I saw Rick Ross on IG Live out in Vegas, and people were partying to it in the club, and I saw other people going on live, and I saw the crowd screaming, "OV-ho! OV-ho!" That's not something that's going to go away anytime soon. But one of my favorite lines in that record is when Kendrick says, "You're not a colleague, you're a colonizer." Ooh, that got to hit that soul, right? He also is breaking down the history of Atlanta and its black history because Drake was trying to say that he raps for free slaves. And Kendrick was also talking about how, you got your street cred, or you trying to get your street cred from Future, Atlanta, Metro Boomin, and 21 Savage, pretty much calling him out on his personality. Now, Drake not taking that lying down. He dropped a song that's called The Heart Part 6. For those of us that have been Kendrick Lamar fans for a long time, we know he drops a series of songs called The Heart. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, and you might remember Part 5 when he was morphing into Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle. Well, The Heart Part 6 with Drake, that's a direct shot at him, of course, hitting him with that. And he's still kind of going in on him about who's the father of Kendrick Lamar's kids by naming Dave Freeze, who was Kendrick Lamar's business partner. And he's also trying to claim that, hey, you fell for it. We fed you misinformation. None of that was real. Now, I think that's a lie because you might feed somebody misinformation, but pedophile, I'm not thinking there's one. Plus, why you spend all weekend telling us how you ain't got no daughter if at the end of the day, it was just feeding him false information? Wouldn't you come with that first? However, at the end of that song on The Heart by Drake, when he's talking, he was like, all right, that was a good exercise. I speak with facts. He kind of sounds like, to me, he's putting down the white flag. Like he's done. And if he is done, I feel like at this moment right now, Kendrick Lamar has won the battle. He has won the war because he beat Drake at his own game, matching him, dropping a song 30 minutes after he dropped it, dropping a song that goes hard in the club, and keeping his lyricalness throughout the entire battle and making Drake stay on his toes. Now, the thing about two top elite MCs is these two is that they kept each other at their best because for those of us that like Drake, when he just snapped, Drake was snapping. Now, the two songs I think that will actually be a signature to this whole battle would be Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria and Drake Family Matters. That's when, for me, they did their best lyrically. Both of them songs were about, 6 minutes? And when the last time you listened to a 6-minute song the entire way too and actually bop your head throughout the entire song? Name it. I can't tell you when, but they both did their both job. But the biggest lesson for me is what I learned when I'm listening to this battle and when I'm watching it is how much we as black people, we are the culture. Yeah. We had major platforms from CNN, MSNBC, or people who work for them paying attention to this rap battle the entire weekend. It wasn't just us. We've been giving out our culture for free. Shout out to Van Lathan so much that America and the world thinks it's a buffet that they can just come in and dive anytime and have their opinions. This is us. Hence why, if you imagine when our actions match with our actual words, why we cause so much impact and why they fear us the same. Kendrick and Drake, whichever one you want to side with, are two of the best right now at it. And even though I'm on record, and I stand by it, that this has been the biggest letdown as a rap battle in hip hop history, I also come to accept that this is the best battle that we've had by far, because I don't remember a time when the world was paying attention to two individuals and siding and having commentary. It brought out a lot of truth in a lot of people. Some of y'all ain't really that in tune. I saw people who really thought Drake was a victim. Why is Kendrick picking on Drake? Why is he picking on him? He always supported him. I saw a lot of 35 plus year olds putting back their b-ball hats on, coming back in, not knowing what's going on, but having full dialogues. I saw veteran MCs that you clearly know want to side with Drake and just saying silly, dumb takes online. Like, oh, Drake won just because of such and such. It brought out the best and the worst out of everybody, but that's what culture do. It affects you, all right? It does that. Hence why these two need to stop. If they keep going on, they're only going to be the Spider-Man meme who wear misogynist crowns, pointing at each other saying, hey, you be treating bitches bad. I treat bitches better than you. That makes no sense whatsoever. But if they stop it right now, it's going to be the greatest hip-hop civil war on wax that we've ever seen. They just got to stay alive and keep making really good music. That's all. And I'm sorry I have to put in that stay alive part, but for those of us from my generation, we are still traumatized from the deaths of other rappers who really took it to the streets. So this right here, this lyrical fanfare, is something that we have been dying for just to see since Jay and Nas. It's Jay and Nas in a rap battle to the next level. So shout out to Drake and Kendrick, because not a lot of people thought that Drake was going to stand with a rival like Kendrick Lamar, but he did. He brought out the best in him. And shout out to Kendrick for actually going against the norm and dropping songs that really had people paying attention to him. That's where we at right now. The GOAT battle of all time. But my money is still that Kendrick Lamar won. But what would history say? That's up to you.